Morning guys, it is Tuesday. We are ready for a wild one today. We have accessory work at the beginning, Tabata style, which means that we're working for 20 seconds and then taking a 10-second rest. We're going to do 5 rounds of each exercise, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. We will demonstrate all the exercises together, and then we will go on to the workout. The first piece of the accessory is a straight leg sit-up. Let's have our athletes get on the floor, laying down, flat, and then their legs are straight and we are sitting up to upright, and then we are back down. You're going to do this for 20 seconds and then take a 10-second rest. If you cannot reach full height, then just do a little bit of a crunch up. So Kevin's going to demonstrate what would happen if you can't go all the way up. Lift those shoulders off the ground. Again, you want to make sure that you have constant contact with your lower back onto the ground. Keep that lower back engaged on the ground the entire time. The second part of this accessory is a plank row to push-up. We'll be in an upper push-up position. We will do a row with the left hand or arm, the row with the right arm, and then a push-up. And we will do that for 20 seconds. If you want to use a weight, you can use a weight to make it more difficult. If you need to be on your knees, you can be on your knees and do your rows and then your push-up. You want to make sure you're going all the way to the ground, chest is hitting the ground. And then finally, our last movement is a Roman sit-up, which means that we are going to be holding a piece of equipment if you can. If you can't hold a piece of equipment, that just means that you're going to be doing an ab mat sit-up as your modification. And when Kelsey is done with her Roman sit-ups, she'll show you an ab mat sit-up. You can use a plate, a barbell, a torpedo, a kettlebell, a dumbbell, whatever piece of equipment you have. If you cannot do it with a barbell or a weight, then you are just going to do an ab mat sit-up to switch it up. And again, you'll be doing this for 20 seconds and then working for 10 seconds. Each exercise is individual, which means we'll do straight leg sit-ups, and then we'll be done with those, and then we'll move on to plank rows and push-ups, and then we'll be done, and then we'll move on to Roman sit-ups. Let's have our athletes get started with the straight leg sit-ups in 10 seconds, and they're going to work for 20 seconds with a 10-second rest. We are up in 3, 2, 1, and they are working for 20 seconds. On the bottom of that movement, you want to make sure that your lower back is engaged with the ground. We don't want to create too much space at the bottom or your back is being lifted off the ground. Really work on keeping your core engaged the entire time, and we are done with the first cycle through. We're going to rest for 10 seconds, and then we'll do that again 4 more times. And go. One of the ways to keep your lower back engaged at the bottom is to keep your shoulders still off of the ground. The closer you have your shoulders to the ground, the harder it's going to be to keep that lower back engaged the entire time. It's definitely difficult because you're really causing your abdominals to do everything. Stop. And we are taking another 10-second rest, and that's 2 cycles through. We have 3 cycles remaining. We are up in 3, 2, and go. And time. 10 more seconds of rest, and then we'll get into the next exercise, which is a plank row to push up. You can take a longer rest if you want to in between exercises. And we are starting. Go ahead. And we're moving on to our Roman sit-ups in 3, 2, and 1. Remember that you could also take a break in between exercises. And your modification for this will be an ab mat. Kelsey will show you a modification during the next round. The first portion of this workout is over. The accessory work is done. Give yourself as much rest as needed. The next part of this workout is going to be a 4-time 10-minute cap. The goal is to accomplish 50 squat cleans or hang clusters 4 times. The bodyweight version will be an Irish get up. Every time you break, which means every time you need to put the barbell down or rest, you owe 5 burpees or add an additional 5 reps to those squat cleans. It is 7 burpees or an additional 5 reps to your total, 7 burpees. Which means that if you're doing your 50 squat cleans, at some point you're going to have to rest the barbell down on the ground. Or if you're doing those hang clusters, you'll have to rest that barbell down on the ground. If and when you do, you owe 7 burpees on the spot or add 5 more squat cleans or hang clusters to the workout. If you're doing the bodyweight version, which is 50 Irish get-ups, there is no penalty. If you want, you can add a few burpees after every 10 Irish get-ups to change up the workout and make it less monotonous in terms of as many repetitions in a row, like 50. Let's demonstrate. Our athletes are going to walk through the squat clean or hang cluster. They'll do 10 squat cleans first with different pieces of equipment. And go ahead. And a squat clean will be from the ground, as close to the ground as possible, cleaning the barbell up and landing in that full squat. And you can use different pieces of equipment depending on what you have. If you're using a lighter piece of equipment, you might want to give yourself an automatic break anyway to add some more burpees into the mix, or you can just do more squat cleans if that works for you. You can use a ball, you can use a kettlebell, torpedo, a dumbbell. If you do it one-handed, maybe you just double the repetitions. Instead of 50 squat cleans, you do 100 squat cleans. And Kevin's going to demonstrate an Irish get-up that will be used if you don't have any piece of equipment, or if you have a piece of equipment and you just prefer doing an Irish get-up because the piece of equipment may be too light for your clean. And now we'll move on to the other option, which is a hang cluster. And our athletes, again, will show you a hang cluster with different pieces of equipment. You're going to bring your piece of equipment slightly below your knee, catching that full squat, and then we're going to stand and press. The squat clean, you're going to the ground. The hang cluster, you're going below the knee. And every time that you need to rest, the flow of the movement stops. That's when you know that you owe that penalty of 7 burpees or 5 more repetitions to your clean. And the hang cluster. Perfect. The goal is to finish these 50 as fast as possible. Move with purpose. Make sure that you're not moving faster than your body allows and you're breaking form. This will be a 10-minute cap. When you're finished, you're going to rest with the remaining time. Our athletes are going to begin in 10 seconds. We are up in 3, 2, 1, go.
won't you wait for me? I need you to stay right there. I'm coming right away, my dear. I tried this, tried that, tried everything. Coming right back, right back. Won't you wait for me? I need you to stay right there. I'm coming right away, my dear.
Done in 3, 2, and time. For the strength portion of today's workout, it is a 3-position pause clean. What that means is you're going to pick the barbell or your piece of equipment slightly off the ground. That'll be your first pause. You're going to hold that for 2 seconds. And 1, 2, then you'll pause right before the knee, right below the knee. 1, 2, you'll pause in the catch position. Go. 1, 2, and stand. You'll do one more of those. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Rest. You'll do that every 90 seconds. Each round, you'll increase the pause by 2 seconds. That means A, you can go lighter each round, or you can stick with the weight if you can hold those holds for as long as you need to. Each round you'll increase by 2 seconds. Round 2, we'll do a 4-second hold at each position. Round 3, we'll do a 6-second hold at each position, so on and so forth. If you're doing the bodyweight version, you're doing 6 sets of a 30-second front support. Kevin's going to show us what a front support looks like. And again, for those pause cleans, you can use whatever you need to. And that's where our front support will be, pushing against the ground, one straight line between our shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And you can relax. You'll be doing those for 6 rounds. So no matter what, you're doing 6 sets of something, whether that's your 3-position pause clean or your 30-second front support. You will do that on your own. Have fun. We'll see you back for Wednesday's workout. Remember to wear pink.